For the people who are not members of the NDC, will not get the chance to know you because there won't necessarily be a campaign period. There will only be an endorsement of the sole candidate at the time of the stipulated election day, right? What kind of an MP will they be getting?
So I think politics is about service. So to the best of my ability, I want to serve the people. And one of the ways I want to do it is to make governance at the grassroots level more participatory. So I think it is through participation that you can learn a lot from the people, what they cherish, their values, their principles, what their challenges are, and even possible recommendation of solutions from them. So you benefit a lot when you run a very open, participatory kind of politics. That is what I wish to do. But also, I think Tamale Central is largely an urban constituency. We have some few peri-urban settlements, but it's largely urban. And definitely, once the election period is over, you don't have NDC member of constituent or MPP member of constituent. I think the function of the MP is largely to represent the interests of your people collectively, which is then aggregated at the national level. And I also understand that there will be a little bit of a contradiction of interest. So the role of the MP is largely to aggregate the individual interests, even no matter how contradictory they are, and move it towards a common platform that can be articulated at the national level. And largely, the other bit has to do with development. In a largely urban constituency like that, most of their roads are tarred. There's still some few that are left. Most of the infrastructure are well developed, though there are still some few that needs to be developed. So I think mostly the key policy objective should be human development.
Right.
Building the capacity of the people within the constituency. There are a lot of people who are far behind in terms of education. So one of my key things is to strengthen access to education at the constituency level by instituting a scholarship scheme, which I'll name after the late minister.
Right.
And then I'm going to call it the Honorable Murtala Mohammed Education Fund. And then we can see how we use that fund to help build the capacity of people who want to go to school, but are being stopped by poverty. The other bit has to do with employment opportunities. There are a lot of the teeming youth who have finished school. Some of them have master's degrees, some of them have first degrees, and they have been home for like 4 or 5 years or more. So what I intend doing is to see how best I can leverage my colleagues and people that I know to see whether we can get them employment. But there are also other people who don't have formal education certificates, but they also have talent and skills. So what we can do is to team up with, I think there's a vocational institution at a town called Dabopa in Tamale, but also the Tamale Technical University, to see how we can build the capacities of these young people, whether it's tie and dye or batik or barbering or whatever it is, sewing, and then see how we can build their capacity and support them with some small capital to set up so that they should be able to earn a living, decent living, and be able to contribute towards the upbringing of their children and family. But also making the constituency work on the ticket of the NDC also means that strengthening the NDC party structures. And we all know that the NDC party is built at the branch level.
Right.
So the branch level is a list unit of organizational structure. And most of the works are done at the branch level. But when it comes to sometimes benefit, they are usually missing in the equation. So what I intend doing is to strengthen the branch level politics by actually, in each branch, I'm going to make sure I get 1 or 2 people, build their capacity, so that they'll be able to earn enough living to support party activities within the branch level. If they are able to do that, it can take off some of the burden on the MP. You don't have to be everywhere, but you can clone people financially, resource them to be able to act on your behalf, kind of a vice regent at the branch level. If you're able to do that across all the branches, what it will mean is that there will be people at the branch level, even when the MP is in Accra or out of town, and there's a need for maybe the party at that level to attend a social event, wedding, naming ceremony, funeral, or even somebody in the constituency needs an agent money in an agent manner, that person can stand in and make the provision, and then later on maybe the MP can reimburse, or may not even reimburse. So I think it's more about structuring and resourcing the branch level.
It sounds like you have a whole plan to put to work.
Yeah, I have vision that even when you are going to file your application to the EC, you need to attach a vision statement that you have. And I've also done a lot of work around the constituency.
Research work.
Yes, and then some of these issues came up. So basically, I'm just tying in that data to some of the issues that came up when I started doing my first tour of the constituency. I think critical issues came up for my attention. So I just decided to put them together into a kind of vision. But what also happens is that even as you move along in terms of implementation, there may be other problems and challenges that may emerge as you even implement those that you have.
That's correct.
And then you can mainstream them into the plans moving forward. So it's a kind of continuity. It's not just a one-off policy document that you're going to implement. So as you move along, more issues will come out, even as you want to implement them, and then you can integrate them. But the other bit has to do with the policies, the programs, the vision that
your predecessor. Right. So then my question will be, how are you balancing your own vision and that of your predecessor, since you have already announced and made clear that you want to build upon some of the things that Honorable Murtala had started? So
I think most of the vision that he had for the constituency, I was privy to them because I had worked with them in some of them. So I knew them. And then those that he has already started, he discussed some with me, but I was also working with the core team that worked with him. So most of them was brought to my attention. So what I was just doing is just adding a little bit of strategy in terms of implementation to those things that he has already designed. So they are not completely different because he had this vision of youth capacity building. So for example, what he used to do when he was MP was to organize extra classes for JSS students when they were going to write the BEC exams. And that opened up their minds and gave them a lot of instructional ability to write. And the passage rate was very high. So I said, this is a policy I'm going to continue. I'm not going to truncate it. But what I also do is to create similar structures at the secondary school level. So if the secondary school students are going to write SSC, we'll organize similar classes for them to be able to open up the discussion, prime their mind so that they can go in and write. He was also very keen about youth development, and he started a lot of initiatives to get them employment. Not all of them got. Some got. Some are still. Some people's letters are still on the pipeline. So what I intend doing is to do follow-up, which I already did and got some of them out. Do a follow-up. Those that are still pending, maybe you see how you push them out. Those that still haven't gotten a job, then you can also take it from there and see how you get them jobs. So the continuity bit is just topping up on the broader visions that he had. So if you go to the constituency, the ward level, some of the branches, he has started road projects, he has started the construction of hospitals, schools, those infrastructure. You can't just leave them like that. You have to make sure if they are secured funding, you continue the project with that secured funding. If it was done from his pocket, then also try and see how you can get resources to be able to continue them.
I mean, I can understand why you will be called upon to contest because you work closely with Honorable Murtala and you know a lot of the things or plans that he had for the people of Tamale Central. Who did you say called you to contest?
It was the party.
The party called you in general. I see.